Abraham and Sarah were now very old. Sarah lived to be 127 years old and died at Hebron in the land of Canaan. After mourning the death of his wife, Abraham bought a large field at Machpelah, there in Hebron near Mamre, as his family's burial site and permanent possession. In that field was a cave, and in that cave Abraham buried his wife. Abraham too was nearing the end of his life on earth. He was very old, and the Lord had blessed him in every way. By this time Isaac had become a fully grown young man, and Abraham was determined that his son's wife should not be chosen from the Canaanite tribes living nearby, who did not worship God. So one day Abraham said to his oldest servant, the man in charge of his household, "I pray you, take an oath by putting your hand under my thigh, and swear by the Lord, the God of heaven and earth, that you will not allow my son to marry any of the daughters of the Canaanites in whose land I dwell. Go instead to my homeland, to my kindred, and find a wife there for my son Isaac." And the servant asked, "What if the woman is unwilling to follow me to this land? Shall I then take your son back to the land from which you came?" And Abraham answered, "Nay, see to it that you do not take my son back there. The Lord, the God of heaven, who took me from my father's house and from the land of my kindred, and who swore to me, saying, 'To your offspring I will give this land,' he will send his angel before you, and you shall take a wife for my son from there. And if the woman is unwilling to follow you, then you are released from this oath of mine. Only do not take my son back there." So the servant placed his hand under the thigh of his master Abraham, and swore an oath to do as his master had told him. Then the servant left, taking with him 10 of his master's camels, loaded with all kinds of nice gifts from his master. And he set out for Aram Naharaim, and made his way to the town of Nahor. As evening approached, he made the camels kneel down near the well outside the town, at the time when the women usually went out to draw water. Then he prayed to God, saying, "O Lord God of my master Abraham, please grant me success today, and show kindness to my master Abraham. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. May it be that the damsel to whom I shall say, 'Let down your jar, I pray you, that I may have a drink,' and she says, 'Drink, and I'll water your camels too. Let her be the one you have chosen for your servant Isaac. By this I will know that you have shown kindness to my master." Before he had finished praying, he saw a young woman named Rebekah coming out with her water jug on her shoulder. She was the daughter of Bethuel, who was the son of Abraham's brother Nahor, and his wife Milcah. The woman was very beautiful and a virgin, as no man had ever slept with her, and she went down to the spring, filled her jar, and came up again. So the servant ran to meet her and said, "I pray you, let me have a little water from your jar." And she quickly lowered the jar and gave him a drink, saying, "Drink, my lord. I'll draw water for your camels too, until they have had enough to drink." And she quickly emptied her jar into the trough, and hastened back to the well to draw more water, and drew enough for all his camels. The servant watched her in silence, wondering whether or not the Lord had given him success in his mission. Then at last, when the camels had finished drinking, he gifted her a gold ring for her nose and 2 large gold bracelets for her wrists. Then he asked, "Whose daughter are you? Tell me, I pray you, is there room in your father's house for us to pass the night?" And Rebekah replied, "I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah and Nahor. And yes, we have plenty of straw and feed for the camels, and room for guests." And the servant bowed down and worshipped the Lord, saying, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not withheld his kindness and faithfulness from my master. As for me, the Lord has led me well on the journey to the house of my master's kinsman." Rebekah ran home to tell her family everything that had happened. She had a brother named Laban, who hurried out to see the man at the spring. He had seen the nose ring and the bracelets on his sister's wrists, and had heard Rebekah tell what the man had said. So he rushed out to the spring, where the man was still standing beside his camels. And Laban said to the man, "Come in, O blessed one of the Lord. Why do you stand outside when I have prepared a room for you and a place for the camels?" So the man went home with Laban, and in great detail he told Laban and Rebekah's father Bethuel the reason he had come, to find a wife for his master's son, and they consented, saying, "The Lord has brought you here, therefore there is nothing we can say. Behold, Rebekah is before you. Take her and go, and let her be the wife of your master's son, as the Lord has spoken." Then the servant gifted Rebekah and her family with all the expensive gifts and jewelry his master Abraham had given him for that purpose, and Rebekah rode upon a camel and followed the man to meet her husband. Meanwhile, Isaac had come all the way from Beer Lahai Roi, for he dwelt in the south country in the region of Negev. And one evening he went out to the fields to meditate, and as he looked up he saw camels approaching. When Rebekah too looked up and saw Isaac, she quickly dismounted from her camel and asked the servant, "Who is that man in the field coming to meet us?" "He is my master," said the servant. So Rebekah took her veil and covered herself. Then the servant told Isaac all that had happened and all he had done. And Isaac brought Rebekah into the tent of his mother Sarah, and she became his wife. He loved her deeply, and she brought comfort to him after the death of his mother Sarah.